comparing, the Western sort of society with back home, it's interesting that there was actually Supreme Court rulings which kind of tried to protect this community, which is, I think, something that would surprise Westerners. Do you know
Yeah.
how that's translated over there? Does it actually do anything, or what's kind of like the follow
Yeah,
up?
I think there's, as with any country where laws are passed, it's like it doesn't really matter if a law is passed. It really matters how it's enacted and what that means on a day to day for people and how it affects them on a day to day. So, like, you can pass a law that's like, oh, there's going to be no discrimination against the Khwaja Sara community in Pakistan. It's like, okay, great. You just wrote that on a piece of paper. Like, what does that mean for that community on a day-to-day basis? Like, it's about changing people's perception. It's about I mean, it's the same thing that's going on in our country, right? You have the Asian American hate that's happening, just hate against anybody who's not white. And you can have jobs say like equal opportunity employment is important and we're not going to discriminate. It's like, that's just, again, writing on paper, writing on a, it doesn't, if someone has that hate in their heart, you can't, they're gonna just not care what the paper says.
Hmm.
But there's also no way to prove that they have the hate in their heart,
It still seems
unless you really
progressive
do
in
think.
some way, meaning like
What?
I'm saying it still seems progressive in some way, which, for example, I think I saw this on the news or something where for certain forms there was actually a section that they could fill out as being trans. And again, I hear what you're saying about like what does a paper do or whatever, but those are some of the things that people here I've heard asking for.
Yeah, and it
So
like normalizes it more, I think.
what does it though?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I think it is super progressive in so many ways. And I think, but I think there's still issues. Of course, Pakistan and a lot of other countries are doing these things that, like, on a broad level, that are like, this community is not going to be discriminated against, all this stuff, and you have a right to have a passport and all these things, which is huge. Um, it's just, excuse me, it's just a matter of, what does a rollout look like? How is it impacting like the average person day to day? Is it changing their minds? Is it changing their perceptions?
It's like normalizing in like
Maybe,
day-to-day
maybe not.
culture.
But it's it's like these are the first steps that need to be taken, and it's great that that's happening.